Okay, we're going to start 12.2 today, which is dealing with chords and arcs. So this is 12.2a. First thing we need to talk about is what a chord is. So definition of a chord is a segment whose endpoints are on a circle. So if you look at this picture here, this orange segment, that is our chord. It goes from P to Q. So we call it chord PQ, but it also has this arc that is related to it. This arc right here, we call arc PQ, and we've talked about arcs before. But there's a relationship between those things, and there actually are 3 theorems that we're going to talk about to discuss that relationship. So if you look at these 3 theorems, this first one, they all start the same way. They all start within a circle or congruent circles, within a circle or congruent circles. And then this is a very circular theorem. One thing affects the other, and then kind of loops back around. One thing to note, and I wrote it down here, is the converses for all these theorems are also true. So really we're looking at 6 theorems here. But I'm not going to write all the converses out. You guys know what a converse is at this point, right? We just take the if and then portions and flip-flop them, and that will be true also. So first theorem, this is theorem 12.4, and it says within a circle or in congruent circles, congruent central angles have congruent arcs. Okay, so what we're looking at here is we're saying that these 2 being congruent, these 2 central angles, right? If they use the center as their vertex, that is called a central angle. Those arcs associated with them, so arc AB and arc CD, would also be congruent. Okay, so congruent central angles will have congruent arcs, is the first one. The second one says within a circle or in congruent circles. So it doesn't have to be in the same circle. If I had 2 circles that were congruent to each other, then these theorems apply. This one says if within a circle or in congruent circles, congruent central angles have congruent chords. And remember, a chord goes point to point on a circle. So what that one is saying is if I know that these 2 angles are congruent, then I know that these 2 chords are also congruent. So chord AB and chord CD would be congruent segments. Okay, so think about these 2 so far. You can say if the arcs are congruent, then the angles are congruent. You can say if the angles are congruent, then the arcs are congruent. This one you can say if the angles are congruent, then the chords are congruent, or if the chords are congruent, then the angles are congruent. Okay? So then the third one, this one says within a circle or in congruent circles, congruent chords have congruent arcs, and the opposite would also be true. Congruent arcs will have congruent chords. So what they're saying is if I know that AB is congruent to CD, then I also know that arc AB is congruent to arc CD, and vice versa. If the arcs are congruent, then the chords are congruent. Okay, so every one of them affects every other in those theorems. Okay, so in this picture, if I were to tell you that we're trying to say what we know is true here, the first thing that we know is true is we know these 2 angles are congruent. Why do we know those angles are congruent? Those are vertical angles, right? So because we know those 2 angles are congruent, then we can conclude that the arcs and the angle or the chords associated with them are also congruent. So because these are congruent, then RP, chord RP, will be congruent to chord VT, and arc RP will be congruent to arc VT. Okay, so arcs, angles, and chords, if they are congruent, the rest of them are congruent, okay? So that's that one. Then we have theorem 12.7, and this one says within a circle or congruent circles, chords equidistant, meaning they have the same distance from the center. Chords equidistant from the center are congruent, okay? So within a circle or congruent circle, if the chords are the same distance away, so the distance to the chord is this length, right? That length is the same as this length. If those are the same, then the chords that are given, so in this case, AB and CD, would be congruent, okay? So this is saying AB is congruent to CD. Okay, so if that's the case, if they're the same distance away, if we look here and we're trying to find A, we're trying to find this length, what we need to look at is the fact that these two have the same length. If they are the same distance away, technically they would have given you that this is a right angle too, sorry. If they are the same distance away, then the chords, this chord and this chord, will be the same length. So if this chord, and this is representing the whole thing, if that chord is 12, then so is this. Well, we have 6. A would also have to be 6 then to make it equal to 12. Okay, so that's the first one. How about this one? This one says find the length of AB. So we're trying to find this length. Okay, we know that this segment and this segment are congruent. And when the distance to the chord is the same, which you see here, then the chords themselves are the same. So this length will be the same as this length. They're saying this portion of it is 10, and they're congruent, so that means this portion of it is 10. So the whole chord is 20, which means that AB is 10 plus 10, or 20. And that is it for today. Short and sweet and to the point. Have a lovely day, you guys.